So it's going to see Obsessive Compulsive Gamer of the O.C.G. and I'm here playing Dark Souls 3 back in the Catacombs of Carthus. What the fuck? Oh, okay. I can go back and deal with the most annoying enemies from Dark Souls 1, the fucking pinwheel skeletons. Hey, thank you for watching, I appreciate you. Yeah, we can find an optional area here too. A bunch of skeletons will chase you, and by whacking the bridge, you can drop the bridge. Killing them all. Fuck, but you can actually ride that down to a new area. Oh well. Thankfully I'm not that far from where I need to be. Yeah, everybody come on, let's have a good old fucking time. See? And this takes you to a whole secret area. It's one of those guys, so you know, that's great. That's a mimic chest too. Man. No, I'm sorry, this takes you to the Smoldering Lake, which then takes you to the Demon Ruins. Here's watch, I appreciate you. Oh yeah, I forgot about this fucking thing. Here's watch, I appreciate you. Fuck. I'm right by the. I'm right there. I'll have to go and kill that fucker after I get rid of the catapult. You can find your way up to the catapult and disable it. It's already hard enough fighting the giant lightning centipede, earthworm, ass blaster. If you watch Tremors. Great, that's 39,000 souls gone. Fucking awesome. That would have been like 4 levels. Oh well, shit happens. I'm gonna go and level up real quick.
Just what? Pretty.
Welcome. Very then take. Let these souls with farewell, Ashen One. May
Man, there's an optional boss over here. We're about to fucking throw hands with. Wow. Swear to God, I had an easier time killing that than the fucking centipede. No, 1 second. I need to figure out how to get rid of that catapult. That fucking worm is guarding good loot and shit, and you get a reward for killing it. But it's really hard to kill it when you have fucking Catapult McGee pelting you. Okay. There's a path right here. And I follow this around. See, I've played this game. I've played this game numerous times. I should remember a lot of this, but it has been years since I've done this. Oh shit, now we're in the Demon Ruin. Which is like another area. See, so all this shit's like hidden under this bridge. Oh my god, these dudes and their fireballs. Jesus fucking Christ! I'm right there, so I don't really care that much, but like, fuck! I love this game, and for the most part, I think this game is fairly balanced, but that's just ridiculous. Oh shit. I did not expect to see a fucking Black Knight. Why do we gotta be a Black Knight? Nah, I'm just kidding. Alright, now that we're not getting bombarded. Surprise! Oh yeah, Black Knight sword, that's cool. Oh god, these fucking things. They were so much fun in Lost Isolith. At least I'm getting a lot of Titanite shards, so there's that. Yeah, this place gets kind of labyrinthian. Honestly, it can be hard to figure out where the fuck you're going. Yeah. It's going. Just going through fucking Pyromancy City right now. Oh boy. Catacombin Carthus might be my least favorite area in this game. Like the whole hub, I mean, because obviously it's Smoldering Lake and Demon Ruins. Which I think is funny. Because the area right after Catacombs of Carthus, Irithyll, is not only my favorite area in Dark Souls 3, but probably one of my favorite areas in the entire city. I just love it so much. Oh my god, no. Yeah. S is level 3. Yeah. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You are definitely not gonna have fun.
Welcome, host. Very then take.
It's not terrible, but it's definitely not one of my favorite areas.
Farewell, Ashen One. May
I try to be very thorough. I don't really skip anywhere. I do try to do every area. Yeah. I had a headset, but it broke. Money's kind of tight right now, so until I can get money for replacement, I just gotta make do. Yeah, it's PS5 controller. Yeah, it's built-in mic. It's not like the world's highest quality, but it gets the job done. Like I said, I prefer to use a headset, not just to less echo, and I can have it on my head and hear the thing, but I just have to make do. I just moved to this place, and we're kind of strapped for cash, so. Yeah, of course I played Bloodborne. It's the reason why I bought a PS4 back in the day. Bloodborne's really good. It's not my favorite in the entire series like it is some people's, but I really like it. And there's a lot of people who, yeah, they should, but it seems like they just genuinely do not give a shit about Bloodborne anymore. Neither FromSoft nor Sony. But you know, it doesn't even require FromSoft. Sony owns the IP. Sony has access to the game dev kit. So it's not like Sony needs FromSoft's approval. They own the IP, so if Sony wanted to do it, they would. But I can kind of see why it's not higher on their priority list. Bloodborne may be beloved, but it wasn't exactly what you call a major system seller. It was a decent success, but it wasn't huge. If that makes sense. I mean, Sony has just now started porting their major games. Oh, hey, that's a shard. Fuck. And it took them years to do that. Not that I blame them. System exclusives are how Sony sells consoles. It's like how they do it. Not that that's like a bad thing. If you're gonna have a game console more than anything else, you gotta have games. Yeah. FromSoft designed it and made it, but Sony funded it, and Sony owns the rights to the series. Shit. Oh well, I'm right there. Not a big deal. Sony basically paid them to make Bloodborne, because it actually was a very early PS4 exclusive. It came out within the first year and a half. PS4 came out in November of 2013 or October, and then Bloodborne came out in March of 2015, so it came out within, like, literally, like, less than a year and a half, so it's what you call, like, an early PS4 game. So they were trying to get a big exclusive game, so they basically paid for it. So FromSoft doesn't own the rights to the IP. Not that it really matters, because they're not fucking doing anything with it. Oh my god. God, I hate those fucking things. Oh well. Just gotta get back on the grind, dude. So, even if FromSoft didn't want to do it, they could go back and fucking do it. It would just take money. Yeah, they're like cousins. That makes sense? They're like, where the guys from the swamps, from Farron Woods, was poison, they're fire. They like burning. They don't poison you, they just do fire damage. Yeah. Took me a long time to get used to their fucking kangaroo kick. That timing on that is really hard to predict. Yeah. Well, man, a lot of people will tell you that Souls fans have this mentality that they're very elitist, you know, and that they're very, like, snobby. And, you know, some Souls fans are, but I will also say there's a lot of Souls fans that just really want to get people into the game. And, like, you know, me personally, I always try to welcome people into the series. And I tell people ask me, because they see I play these games all the time. I played all of them. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 3, Sekiro, Elden Ring. I beat all of them numerous times. People ask me, you know, do you have any tips? And I tell them, if you ever need any advice, just let me know. People have this like misconception of this series where it's like they think that it's inaccessible to newcomers, you know, like it's such a barrier to entry, but it's not really if you have somebody to help you. That's the key thing. And believe it or not, these games are designed with that in mind. And if you ever if you ever have somebody to give you shit for looking something up, you can tell them to fuck off because the game developers designed that. Literally, Miyazaki, forgive my pronunciation, but the creator of Dark Souls has literally said he designed the Souls games to be community things that the community would band together and play and finish. He wanted people to get together online and talk about theories and help each other out. Okay. Yeah. No, I see you, man. There's definitely some similarities there. I mean, there's differences, but yeah, I see what you mean. Monster Hunter is a good series, too. I personally prefer Dark Souls, but I have Monster Hunter World, so... And sometime soon we should be getting an Elden Ring DLC. I'm really excited for that as well. Everything I've seen has indicated that fucking Elden Ring DLC is gonna be fucking enormous. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I first got into Monster Hunter with Monster Hunter Tri for Wii. That was my introduction to the series. It drew me to it because I was like so like I was the controller came with like the classic controller Pro for Wii, and I thought that was awesome, and I played them intermittently ever since. I liked them, but I just, for me, a large part of these games is the world. And Monster Hunter games, the world is cool, what's there, but they're very small, tiny, contained areas, and I don't prefer those. I like, the exploration of Souls games. I mean, I love the combat in them, don't get me wrong, but a lot of it is the atmosphere and the world. If you took this game and you just put it into a generic world, I wouldn't like this game nearly as much. Fuck! Yeah, they got me. At least it's not like in Dark Souls 1, where being cursed halves your health. Thank God. That dude damn nearly fucking broke that game. Yeah, like, Monster Hunter is very story light and very exploration light. I actually like Dark Souls 2. I wouldn't let people, people like to give Dark Souls 2 shit, but I wouldn't listen to them. I really like Dark Souls 2. I'm actually in the minority here because my least favorite game in the series is Dark Souls 1. That's, in a lot of people's eyes, that's fucking blasphemy. But I think Dark Souls 1 is by far the worst. Even the developer admits that they ran out of time for Dark Souls and shipped it like half finished. Yeah, I can see that. I think out of all three of the Dark Souls games, Dark Souls 3 is by far my favorite. Yeah, that's true. That still kind of bothered me, though. Like, I understand why they did that way, but, like, the forced backtracking did kind of irritate me. It's not even a Souls thing. I don't like it when any game throttles your fast travel. If you're going to have a game where you're doing lots of exploring in a big open area, you should not limit somebody's fast travel. Just let me fucking fast travel, please. Like, that's, you know... I mean, sometimes, yeah. There are instances where bonfires, like, literally, you can see one bonfire from another, but overall, I would honestly rather them have more bonfires than less. Yeah, I get that. It's supposed to be like a sanctuary, it's supposed to be like a safe place, but still, like, they made the world in this game much, much bigger. It's had, like, the biggest areas in the series, so... That's why they felt the need for there to be more. Just straight up fucking lava. Oh boy. For the time being, probably yeah. Miyazaki said that he would not be doing any more Souls games with Dark Souls in the title. But he said that if somebody from FromSoft wanted to make one later, he wouldn't stop them. But it doesn't really matter because Elden Ring is pretty much Dark Souls 4, but in an open world. It has a different name, it's got a different lore, but it is every bit a Dark Souls game, just on a vastly greater scale. It's like Bloodborne. Bloodborne technically doesn't have souls in the title, but it's 1000% a Souls game. Elden Ring has a shit ton of Souls gameplay, the same health bar, the same system, stats, all this. So, like I said, for all intents and purposes, yeah. But like I said, they don't even really need to make Dark Souls 4, they just need to, you know, Elden Ring exists. And it strongly seems like they're going to make sequels to Elden Ring. After Elden Ring sold so well, they straight up said that Elden Ring is going to be a franchise, which pretty much sounds like video game speak for sequel to me. You really need to correct that. If you have not played Elden Ring, you need to play Elden Ring. It is basically Dark Souls 4. If it was open world and set in the world of Norse mythology. Elden Ring has a focus on Norse mythology. But the rolling, the mechanics, the stamina, fucking literally anything you would expect to be in Dark Souls is accounted for in Elden Ring. It's just in a world that is fucking massive. Like, 20 times the size of Dark Souls 3. Fuck it, I'm just gonna run past a lot of these. They added jumping, like actual jumping. There's like actual platforming in Elden Ring. Good platforming. They added horseback riding, help you get around the open world. They added, like stealth optionally. You can now play it stealthy if you want to. You can still just run around like Dark Souls, just guns blazing, but you can actually sneak around shit now if you want to. In Elden Ring, the areas are much bigger, with more space to roam around, and you can crouch. You can now click the left stick to crouch, and you can hide in grass and bushes and shit out in the open world, and it will cloak you. And you then do backstabs, so you can sneak around. Like I said, it's entirely optional. You don't have to stealth at any part in the game ever, but if you wanted to be a sneaky character, you can now be that kind of character in Elden Ring. Yeah. I mean, you kind of can PvP stealth. Like, you can use shit to blend in with the environment like before, and then sneak up when somebody's not looking and try to backstab them. I guess it would be a lot trickier, but you technically can sneak up behind another player and backstab them, because they have PvP that happens in the open world. In Elden Ring, when you summon somebody to help you, you can summon them in the open world and literally just fuck around in the open world together. It's no longer just for like boss arenas or very limited functions like that, so... But even then, it's very much a Souls game in the levels, okay? You have a big open world, but that open world is designed like one big Souls level. It's not like fucking Breath of the Wild or Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, they're still white like a phantom. It's designed like an enormous Souls level, the biggest Souls level ever. And even said, there are main dungeons in Elden Ring that are fucking massive and are like a traditional level. Like, there's like 6 main dungeons in Elden Ring, and each one of them is bigger than like an Orlando and Irithyll. So, even though they have these big open regions, they still have these massive enemy strongholds that are like a traditional Souls level. That's why they're called legacy dungeons, because they function like legacy areas from other games. So, and then there's all kinds of lesser dungeons, like there's caves you can explore, like mini dungeons. There's side dungeons. Elden Ring is fucking massive. There's more content in Elden Ring than every Souls game put together. Conservatively, just playing through Elden Ring your first time and beating it, it's going to take you about 60 hours. You can get over 120, 150 hours if you do everything there is to do in Elden Ring. It fucking dwarfs every other game in the series in size. Finally shut off that large catapult. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, dude. That's the main quest, okay? That's just basically doing what you have to do to finish it. There is dozens of caves that are like mini dungeons to go through off the beaten path. There is entire huge side dungeons. There is regions of the game world that you never have to step foot in that are entirely optional. You can beat the game without stepping foot into them. There's an underground layer to the map. There's like huge, so you start out in this huge open area, and you're like, oh my god, this map's so big, and then there's shit underneath it. Like an entire underground map with a separate map you toggle. You literally, Elden Ring is longer than all of the other Souls games put together if you want to do everything there is to do. That's why people like Elden Ring so much. It's ridiculously large. And it has strength, dex, broadswords, curved swords, katanas. It has many of the same weapons. Weapon arts. Although they made the weapon arts better because now you can customize the weapon arts. So you can like take weapon arts off of one weapon and put them on another to mix and match your loadout. Yeah, exactly. Fucking asshole. It's really hard to, really hard to get beat on that dude. Either way. So there's so much to Elden Ring. You can play fucking hours and hours and hours and hours of Elden Ring and think that you've seen everything there is to offer. And then just fucking immediately turn around and find a massive new fucking area. And like I said, that's not even counting the main game dungeons that are bigger than entire Souls games. Like, just the main dungeons in Elden Ring would be enough to be a Souls game by themselves. Like, even if you got rid of the open world and you just focused on these linear areas, they're fucking massive. I'm gonna kill it. You get a special item for killing it. But, so, you know, like I said, and it's not just like Dark Souls, but open world. Yeah, no, yeah, that's true. The Demon Souls remake is also excellent. But it's not just Dark Souls, but open. It's like Dark Souls 4, because every single mechanic has been readjusted. Oh, I'm gonna kill you, fucker. It's like so difficult to hit him with the way it moves. Even the melee comboing has been fucking, I mean, PS4 is good. You can't go on PS4, it is cheaper. But honestly, if you're gonna, you know, buy a next-gen system, or buy a console, you should just save up and buy the current one, because it's slightly more expensive, but it can play all PS4 games. Oh my god. Oh, the worm kills you so easily. I might come back and fight that worm later. The worm's pissed me off. I'm saying, like, okay, if you buy a PS4, you just have access to PS4 games. If you buy a PS5, you have access to PS5 and PS4 games. PS5 is backwards compatible with everything on the PS4. Yeah, I'll just come back here later. Fuck that guy. But I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say, well, fuck you, go PS5 or go home. I'm just saying. PS4 is, you could do a lot worse. I had PS4. I like PS4. That being said, though, if you're gonna play Elden Ring, you really should play it on PS5 or Series X or a good PC. Because it kind of struggles to run on last gen on PS4 and Xbox One. Elden Ring is really technically ambitious for the series.
Just what? Pretty like that.
I think there's a lot of really great games coming out on PS5. Now, PS5 is just starting to basically hit its stride. I'm really excited for Spider-Man 2. That's the game I'm really getting pumped for. Well, and Liza P. Liza P looks fucking amazing. Okay. That's what I'm saying, it's a little bit too soon to judge that though, man. Because you played the demo. It was literally like the first region. Like I said, it's a little bit too soon to judge. And I thought that from what we played in the demo, that I was more than enough to make me happy. I'm saying so many Souls games, Souls-likes, it's become an entire genre, go for the gameplay of Souls. And they always ignored the atmosphere. Even though the atmosphere, the world, the story, the mood is one of the main things that draws people to the Souls games. It's like why people like Bloodborne. The aesthetic, the mood, the atmosphere, the world building. And Lies of P has a fucking awesome world. Like, Lies of P has an awesome world. I thought the world was insanely gorgeous and well realized and unique. And they really understood the atmosphere. And the atmosphere in the demo was beautiful. Yeah. Which is good because there's not a whole lot of Souls-likes that are like that. Even FromSoft never really made another game like Bloodborne. Well, when you say that, you talking about the upcoming one? Yeah, it looks pretty good. Even though I kind of think the name is dumb as fuck, because technically it's Lords of the Fallen 2, but I guess it's been so long since the first game they didn't want to call Lords of the Fallen 2, so it's The Lords of the Fallen. I just think that's stupid. Like them calling the 12th Mortal Kombat game Mortal Kombat 1. I just believe, like, let's call a spade a fucking spade. Don't call Mortal Kombat 12 Mortal Kombat 1. Call Lord of the Fallen 2. Just movies want to do that too. So it's like, do you mean Halloween 1978, or do you mean Halloween, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2007, or do you mean Halloween by 2018, where they all have the same fucking title? Stop. I'll never forget the first time I came out and saw this. This has got to be one of my favorite areas in any Souls game. Still, how gorgeous this is just fucking floors me. The skies moving in the distance, the fucking moonlight, the shift in environments into the cold, the Victorian architecture. God. I'm right there. And then, like, just when you think you're done with the area, it's like, no wait, surprise! This is actually where in Orlando is! Boom, boom! And you're like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Yeah, exactly. And it's like, it's not just like reusing either, because even though it's the same area, it's significantly different still. They changed it with the passage of time and the building around it and the snow. So, and you're seeing in Orlando, but with way better graphics, because they, it's obviously a constant generation between Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. So it's like, whoa. Yeah. Honestly, probably even longer, because we know that Dark Souls 2 takes place way after Dark Souls 1. I would say thousands of years. Because they had... Yeah, exactly. These fuckers are brutal, though. Well, they're brutal if you get grouped up on. well. Oh yeah, no, there's some really great lore for Dark Souls 3. Yeah. Well, for example, you know the Dragon Shrine? You know this game's big optional area? Fuck. Yeah, they let group you in this area. But yeah, the big post-game area in Dark Souls 3, where you fight the Nameless King, the Dragon Keep, is pretty much the undead Northern Undead Asylum from Dark Souls 1, but rebuilt. Yeah, man, I play these games all the time. I'm gonna play Sekiro after this. I'm gonna play Elden Ring. You know, I stream every day, so you know, if you want to subscribe, that'd be great. I'm not gonna pester you about it, but you know, gotta throw some out there. I'm legally obligated to. Okay. We just... fuck. I just didn't know because you don't really interact that often. Yeah. They put more of a focus on being aggressive in this game compared to others. They actually, a lot of the changes that they made to this game were things that they took from Bloodborne. That's why, in general, the combat in this game is a lot faster paced than Dark Souls 1 or 2, is because they were taking inspiration from Bloodborne. Bloodborne is much, much faster and more, like, in your face and offensive than Dark Souls was. And they took several parts of that and brought it into Dark Souls 3. Oh boy. Wow, it still got me even after he died. Oh, that's right. I forgot there's more than one in this fucking place. Totally forgot about that. Fuck! Alright. Oh, you guys want to fuck around with? Fuck around! Fuck, that was a close one. Shit. I might just make a break for my souls and come back, yeah. Fuck this shit, I'm out! Bye! Good night, everybody! I'll see you soon! Well, I had like 69k souls online.
Just what? Pretty be careful.
Well, very well then. Farewell, Ashen One. May the
Now that I've spent my souls, I've leveled up, I've improved my weapon, now we can get back in this. I did not want to die and lose all those fucking souls that I had worked so hard to get. Oh boy. Well, this is a... oh well. Yeah, I kind of rushed that a little bit too much. Oh well. I don't really give a shit. I have my souls, I spent them. It's not a big deal. After so long, your butthole gets accustomed to the raw dogging. Yeah, I did. Oh well. Or maybe, have I? Now I'm wondering, I'll have to check. Yeah. basically you build it up, and then it takes a percentage, usually a quarter of their health, 25 to 30%. But the thing about bleed is it has to be built up, and much quicker than poison. In order to get bleed, you need to hit somebody with a bleeding weapon very quickly, multiple times. So that's why bleeding is usually used on dex weapons, because they're high speed. And even then, only certain monsters are susceptible to bleed. You can also set your weapons to have heavy bleed, but when you do that, they don't scale very well. So certain weapons have a natural bleed though, like the Uchi katana has a built-in bleed function. Basically all katanas do. No, I think it has to be, I'm pretty sure when it comes to bleed, it has to be a direct hit to them. If they guard it, it doesn't count, which is another reason why, it's quick. And like I said, if you do it right, you can take up a quarter of their health. So you hit them, bop, 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 bop. And it's all about getting in quickly. It's a high-speed playstyle. And that's why Uchikatana is often used for bleed, because if you spec a weapon out for bleed, it doesn't have stat scaling. But if you have Uchikatana, it has bleed as a bonus, so it still scales to dex. That's why people love katanas. 1 second, I'll be right back. I have to get my drink. And bleed usually does damage a fixed amount based on how much health they have. So a quarter of whatever health they have. So bleed is best at the beginning of a fight. Okay. Fuck! Yeah. I actually think that the Pontiff Sullivan boss fight is definitely one of the best boss fights in the game. Have you played Demon Souls? Fuck. Oh well. I got this. Because people think that this game has like all these ties to Dark Souls 1, and it does. But there's actually more references to Demon Souls in Dark Souls 3 than there is to Dark Souls 1. Yeah. Pontiff Sullivan is a deliberate homage to a boss fight from Demon Souls. Old King Allant. He has a very similar moveset, a similar appearance, and the fight is deliberately designed to pay homage to that. You know the Storm Ruler that you fight Yorm with? That's originally from Demon Souls, and does the same thing. It charges up and... Tower Knight Shield? Demon Souls. Tower Knight's a boss fight. the entire layout of Firelink Shrine in Dark Souls 3 is identical to the layout of the hub in Demon Souls, the Nexus. Yeah. I know you're talking about. Serious brother, yeah. Irithyll Dungeon is almost like a direct redo of an area from Demon Souls. The Tower of Latria, the Prison of Hope. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Like, there are so many nods to Demon Souls in Dark Souls 3. Because, in his mind, he saw it as a trilogy. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 3 were the ones he did. So, he considered Demon Souls to be like a main Souls game, which, I mean, obviously, it's the first Souls game. So, there is a fucking shit ton of references to Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3. No, it's technically not. But it has very similar beats. Obviously, people have rumored that they're connected, but there's no concrete proof. But I still actually do recommend Demon Souls, especially the PS5 remake, because Demon Souls, I don't care if it's one of the first ones, Demon Souls is still one of the best Souls games. Fuck. And it has absolutely stood the test of time as a fucking awesome game. Oh, God. Like, if you were to... Yeah. Oh, thank fuck. Okay, just making sure. Oh yeah, this is when I get to go into the icy lake. Terrific. And oh, he thinks it's invisible. Oh my god, I didn't see that. Except, yeah, I did. Oh, hey. You can usually see glimpses of him. Huh. There might be. See, I've deciphered what they're saying. It sounds like they're saying, you know, whatever, but they're actually saying, I don't need no man! Yeah, I'm just running past them. Fuck that. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot about these fucking things. It's Ma'am! God, those things are creepy. Somebody played a little bit too much Evil Within before playing this game, making this game. They fucking Laura ripoffs. Yeah. I've played and beaten both Evil Withins numerous times. I'm a big horror fan. I'm also really big onto Resident Evil, so... It's made by the same dude. Yeah. You really need to play the second one. It's actually a lot better. In fact, Evil Within 2 is one of my favorite horror games, period. I really like Evil Within 2. Like, a lot. Like, Evil Within was good, and I enjoyed it, but it suffered from very, very big technical problems. It runs like ass. Even on a good PC, it runs like ass. And on consoles, it could get down... On consoles, it routinely stayed at like 15 frames a second. It was bad. And then, like, the camera would be super close. Like, I appreciate what they're trying to do with the over-the-shoulder camera, but the camera is way too fucking close in the Evil Within 1, especially when you aim. And then it's just, like, even the movement felt awkward. And, like, with the Evil Within 2, it's just... Yeah, I'm not kidding. And bear in mind that Evil Within was designed with the id Tech 5 engine that was made to be 60 FPS no matter what. You know, this is the engine that powered Rage, Wolfenstein, the new Colossus and the New Order, and the Old Blood. So it was an engine that was designed to be 60 FPS on consoles no matter what, and it would drop down to like 15 on console. Like, all you need to do is look up Evil Within PS4 performance, and you'll see. It's horrible. But with the Evil Within 2, they had a much bigger budget, and they made a brand new version. They made a brand new engine for it, and the difference is night and day. Evil Within 2 is just leaps and fucking bounds better than the first game.
Excuse me, I must have dozed off. It's rather warm in here. Well, hasn't it been all too long? It's good to see you. Oh, I seem to have missed my chance, so I, Siegwart of Katarina, offer my deepest gratitude and a little surprise to go with it. It's all yours. I know. Won't you join me for dinner? I make a fine Esther soup. I've got some stewing right now. Even we undead deserve a little normalcy from time to time. And our sworn duties.
I love Siegwart.
Long may the sun shine. Have you heard? Somewhere, hidden right here in Irithyll, is a deep dungeon. And even below that, the profaned capital, home of Yorm, the reclusive giant lord. That reminds me, I've a grave promise to keep.
Well, man, I honestly think it's worth it for 40. You can probably find it for cheaper used. I know on consoles it's pretty cheap. But seriously, if you like the Evil Within, you deserve to play the Evil Within 2. Everything that the first game did, the Evil Within 2 does 10 times better. The world design, the story, the pacing, it is what a sequel should be. It makes the first game feel like a rough draft. And Evil Within 2 is one of my all-time favorite horror games. Ever. And it even has open world segments. Like horror open world. And how they do that is they have these big sandboxes, right? And there's fucking shit waiting to kill you around every corner. So it's like they made these little town blocks and just filled it with spooky shit around every corner. So you actually get to like freely roam around the town and take on side quests and look off the beaten path and go into abandoned houses and shit. It's great. Man, look. Yeah, it's $8 right now on the store. It's discounted. It's on sale right now, so you can get the Evil Within 2 for $8 on PSN digitally. Yeah, exactly. It's $15 at GameStop for a physical copy. So yeah, it's much cheaper on console. And the side quests are worth doing because you find all kinds of optional weapons. Almost all of the game's like good weapons are hidden in the open world. So you can find a silenced pistol to take out monsters quietly. You can find a magnum. You can find a better shotgun, a sniper rifle, even a fucking flamethrower. So you want to go off the beaten path and do the side stuff. It's the only horror game I've ever played that has like open world elements. And it's really good.
Oh, sorry. I'm afraid I've cast a cloud over things. Well, I'm going to have myself a little nap. The only thing to do, really, after a nice toast.
I have all these images from other Dark Souls games. There's fucking Nashandra from Dark Souls 2. There's the Burnt Iron King's throne. Yeah. Like I said, I think it's, I definitely love Evil Within 2. I've got nothing but great things to say about it. And if you like the first game, you'll really like the second one. It is a worthy sequel in every way. I honestly think it's much better than the first game. And that's not to say I didn't like the first game. I did. I just think it's the perfect sequel. Oh yeah, in case you didn't know, you know how you tell Mimic chest, right? If you look at the chest and the cord faces this way, away from you, it's safe. If it faces towards you, it's a Mimic. Yeah, so if you ever want to know, in Dark Souls, this applies to Dark Souls 1 and 3, if the chest is a Mimic or not, that's all you have to do is look at the cord. If it is a good chest, it will curve away from you in a circle, and if it's a bad chest, it will come towards you. So you no longer have to guess. I thought there was a bonfire somewhere around here. I was almost certain there was. Yeah, distant manor bonfire. Okay. Ah, fucking dogs. Yeah, fuck. Oh well. Shit happens. But yeah, dude, I've been playing these games for the better part of 10 years. I played Dark Souls 1 a little bit when it came out. I played it for the first couple hours and it didn't grab me. But, right? Freaking dogs. Dark Souls 2 is where I got really into the series. I played Dark Souls 2 like when it first launched. I was at a friend's house and they had bought Dark Souls 2. And this was like March, April of 2014. And I played it and I loved it and I never looked back. I went to the midnight release of Dark Souls 3. I actually won like a toy bonfire. It's fucking cool. I have a Dark Souls poster. I had a Dark Souls ring. It was the Chlorothy ring. I had a real-life replica of the Chlorothy ring. I had a Dark Souls shirt. I lost all that stuff, unfortunately, but like, I am been a fucking hardcore Dark Souls fan for a really long time now. People hate on it. People hate on it for a couple reasons. The most obvious is that it's different. People expected just more of Dark Souls 1, and Dark Souls 2 has its very own kind of vibe. I mean, it's a Souls game through and through, but Dark Souls 2 definitely has its own kind of mood that the other games don't have. And a lot of, and then the main reason was the areas don't connect. I didn't care about that. I actually really like the world. Yeah, exactly. I actually still think Dark Souls 2 is probably my favorite hub of any game. I really do love Majula. The sunset, the shores, the water, yeah. You just get this sense of like peace and tranquility when you're in Majula, and that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be like your one safe place, and it feels like that. Every time you come to Majula, it's just like, it's meant to soothe you. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to feel relieved, like, oh my god, I'm so glad I'm back. And, like, you just add so many people there in the house, the manor, the fucking, the cat. I'm a cat person. My cat's sleeping right there in the corner. You can't see her. But I'm a huge cat person. So having a talking cat, Shalaquar, was fucking awesome. I thought was really cool. I remember the first time that I saw Hyde's Tower of Flame and just being awestruck at how beautiful that area was. I still think it's one of the best areas in the Souls games, honestly. You have this beautiful tower standing by the sea. Yeah. Well, man, you have your work cut out for you because people have been playing fucking Dark Souls 2 PvP for like 10 years. That's why, it's taking you so long, because there's like so many people have played it. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 is, yeah, it has a slower, I agree with you on that one, man. That's very true. When you played the Souls games, did you, when you played Dark Souls 2, did you play the regular version, or did you play Scholar of the First Sin? Yeah.
Welcome. Very well then taken.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot different in that.
Farewell, Ashen One.
Just what?
Yeah. Well, also the enemy balance is just very different as well.
wasn't he? Pretty meek.
Okay. Andre is half giant. Andre is not all human. That's why. As for Pontiff, I don't know. Yeah, I've got to Google it, but I'm pretty sure Andre is half giant. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, he may or may not be giant, half giant. He mentions having some connections to the giants when you give him the giant coal. I always assumed with him having those connections to the giants and him being so large that he was half giant. But who knows? We can only speculate. Yeah, that's definitely sad. Although, fun fact, you know the giant up there in the undead settlement? He is voiced by the same person that voiced the giant in Dark Souls 1. I help anytime. So even if he died, the actual giant blacksmith died, he still hung around his voice actor and voiced another giant in the game. Oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah! First shot! Fuck you!
I still got it. Oh, shit. Oh, God. Man, my heart's fucking pounding. Because when I first played that game, man, Pontiff was one of the hardest boss battles, and I'm like, I haven't played this in forever. I mean, I played this a lot, but I haven't played the full run through this game in ages. So I'm like, you know, is he gonna whoop my ass again? And no, man. See, that's the Dragon Shrine, and that is pretty much the Northern Undead Asylum from Dark Souls 1 rebuilt. It's almost in exactly the same spot, and the entrance is very similar. Oh yeah, I forgot about these. Because if you look, I mean, there's only one set of snowy mountains in Dark Souls 1. And the position of the Undead Asylum roughly matches up. It just looks like since the events of Dark Souls 1, they renovated it. Yeah, hold on. Yeah! I killed all the giants. I'm coming for you fuckers now! Payback's a bitch! You're all about to get fucked, and I didn't bring protection! Okay, sorry about that. Now let me see what you said. I couldn't see it all, and I was kind of getting, ambushed. Holding the building up, you mean support? Column? Yeah. They thought they were so much better than me. Fucking show them. Yeah, see, like, it perfectly lines up. You start out in Dark Souls 1 in the mountains, and you're looking out across the snow, and this is the only place in a mountain nearby, and you fly from the Undead Asylum to Firelink. So it's within flying distance. Yeah, he knows where to put references and shit. He really does. Fuck. Oh well, I'm right there. Not a big deal. Fucking and Orlando Archers, man. They suck then and they suck now. At least they made it so that it's not so bad in this game. Like, they widened the platform so it's not quite so fucking frustrating. They actually listen to people saying it, because, honestly, the N. Orlando Archers were fucking bullshit. That's one of the reasons why Dark Souls 1 is one of my least favorites. Because Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, they all genuinely follow a rule. That they're hard, but fair. If you die, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Okay? But there are several parts in Dark Souls 1 that just feel cheap and bullshit. Like the Anne Orlando Archers. Or the fact that the first time you meet Seath, you have to die to him. You cannot beat him. You have to die. So you're going to lose all your souls, and then most of the time, if he kills you by petrification, cursing you, so your health is halved, and then you're locked away in that undead cell. That's bullshit. Or the fact that you can get cursed and lose half your health, and in the original Dark Souls 1, before it was patched, you literally curses could stack. So you could get cursed, losing half your health, then you could get cursed again and be down to a quarter of your health. They patched it so that you could only get cursed once. But still, when Dark Souls 1 launched, curses could stack. That is unbelievably bullshit. No. Oh, thank fuck. Talk about a lucky break. The fucking Bed of Chaos has got to be the worst boss fight in the entire series. It is so bad. And the fact that they allow you to continue your progress on the boss after dying, the only boss in Souls history where that's the case, shows that they were at least somewhat aware of how bullshit it was, so they did that to kind of compensate. Lost Izalith, the fucking lava walk with the giant dinosaurs, that sucked. And even the director, Miyazaki, has said that Dark Souls 1 was rushed, that they ran out of time. That's why the entire second half of Dark Souls 1 is considered to be not as good as the first half. Because they literally ran out of time. Dark Souls 1 was unfinished. It's the only Souls game where they ever ran out of time like that. The studio wanted them to release it now. I guess they wanted to make a follow-up quickly. So, that's why I can never say Dark Souls 1 is my favorite or anything like that, because I just think Dark Souls 2 is better. I think that, and you didn't play it because you came into this, because you came into the series later on, you were able to skip over a lot of Dark Souls 1's flaws, okay? The original Dark Souls on console has one of the worst fucking frame rates of any game you will ever play. Yeah. I'm not kidding when I say that New Londo and Blighttown would literally go to 10 frames a second. Okay? When you originally played it on PS3 or 360, which is what it came out for originally, it had a frame rate that could regularly go down to 10 frames a second. The game's frame rate was fucking awful. Because it was unfinished, they didn't get to optimize it. And other things. They tried to make much larger areas without upgrading the engine to do so. On top of that, the PC port, if you play Dark Souls on PC now, you're not playing the original version. The original PC version of Dark Souls is considered to be one of the worst PC ports of any game ever. It was fucking broken, it didn't work right, it wouldn't let you change resolutions, it had insane glitches that weren't in the console versions of the game. It didn't have mouse support. It didn't let you do above 30 frames a second. You had to patch it and fix it. They made like a whole fan mod that fixed it. And they would tell you, do not buy Dark Souls on PC unless you're planning to use this fan mod. And then, when they remastered it, they fixed the problems, and then they replaced the original version with the new version that you play now, okay? So, the original fucking PC port of Dark Souls is considered to be one of the worst ports ever made in history. So, I like Dark Souls. Obviously, I love Dark Souls 1. I've beaten it several times, okay? But people just kind of want to ignore the issues that Dark Souls had. They want to ignore the frame rate issues it had. It had one of the worst frame rates of all time. They want to ignore the curses stacking and shit like that. They want to ignore the PC port being notoriously awful and they want to say that it's perfect and there's no flaws. Fucking bullshit. You're gonna fucking fight Bed of Chaos. You're going to fight Bed of Chaos, and you're going to tell me that the game has no flaws. Nah, man. I like Dark Souls, okay? But to say that there's no issues, it's just being dishonest. I believe, in my opinion. And even if you think that the game itself was perfect, okay? The fucking... It having a frame rate that low should not be tolerated. Like, 10 frames a second is virtually unplayable. And you know, dude, you fucking know, okay? You know that if they were to release a game now with a frame rate that bad, it would get torn to shit by the fan base. I mean, as it should. A game running at 10 frames a second is literally unexcusable. There's like no fucking excuse for a game to run that badly. But it did. And they never fixed it until the remaster. So you basically had to wait 7 years, because Dark Souls 1 came out in 2011 and Dark Souls Remaster came out in 2018. So 7 years, and then buy another copy of the game for it to be fixed. I know there's a fucking way to get to that bonfire. I'm trying to remember how to get to that. And that's not to, like I said, I'm not trying to attack you or anything. I'm just... No, I'm using... I kind of got a mixed match set right now. I have the Knight Helm, the Lothric Knight Armor, and then so basically I have all of the Knight Helm except I've got the Lothric chest. You know? Also, okay, something I want to say about this game. I fucking hate the fact that you never get a chance to wear the blue variant of the Lothric armor. Because the Elite Lothric Knights have the blue Lothric armor. And that blue Lothric armor looks way cooler, and a lot of people were upset you couldn't wear that variant of it. No, there's not. Even if you fight those blue dudes and they drop the armor, it's the red version. Yeah, I'll wait just in case. I don't want to fuck that up and die before I get a checkpoint. I know, bitches! Well, basically, because Gwen's spirit is still here, held in check by Aldrich. That's pretty much why. They're not just beholden to Gwen, they're also beholden to Gwendolyn. And he's still technically here. Yeah, I thought it was still probably closed. You may even have killed him. But they implied that Aldrich took his soul and fused it with his own, so who the fuck knows? The canon of that is very weird. That's what I'm saying, it may or may not be canon. It's hard to say. As after all, you can go through the whole game without doing it. Who can honestly judge? That's the thing. Ah, this fucking thing. Yeah, oh well. They don't really acknowledge in any of the Souls games what's exactly you did in the last one. So it gets kind of hazy. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Wow, lost like 89,000 souls. Wow. Actually pisses me off. Like, that was a really shitty way to lose those souls. Like, that didn't even feel very fair. He just hit me at the wrong angle and I fucking split off. Oh well, I'm already back up to 20k. No, because if I die, yeah, but like, he hit me one time and I fucking slid off. And I slid at a 45-degree angle instead of backwards. Like, that was fucking jank. And I lost almost 100k because of that bullshit. Yeah, I agree. Damn it! Oh well. I had used up a lot of my supplies. I'll just run like right back and just. So, like I said, and I love this game. I don't think any Souls game is perfect. Like, there are people who literally fucking piss me off so badly because they're just like, well, if you have a problem with this boss fight, you just weren't good enough. It's like, no, I beat it. I can still say I think it's a cheap battle. I love the Souls games. They're amazing. But to say that they're perfect and they don't have a single flaw is just dumb. Every game has flaws. It's only by acknowledging flaws that you get better. Doesn't mean, like, I can like the game and still have issues with certain parts of the game. I mean, what game is perfect? One more hit, you fucking bitch. Yeah, suck it! Then we gotta go back to the Shrine Bonfire, and then from there we have to warp to the Irithyll dungeon. Yeah. It's definitely a boss battle that's much easier with quicker weapons.
Welcome, husband. Very then take me. Farewell, I special want me?
Oh, fuck, you got me. Oh, well. Oh, God. When I originally played Dark Souls 3, I just went with the Dark Sword. The Dark Great Sword. I went quality, and if you get the Dark Sword and do quality, it can deal fucking insane damage. I think pretty much it's the best, like, regular broadsword in the entire game. But when I went to replay this, I decided, you know, fuck it, I'll do something different. That's why I went Dex and went for something much faster and athletic. Trying to spice it up, you know, do something I didn't normally do. I've never played through the game using weapons like these, so. No, the Dark Great Sword. Like, the skeleton dudes outside of Fair and Keep. Like, the skeleton dudes outside of Fair and Keep. Yeah, in terms of, like, raw damage, it's like the best broadsword in the entire game, like the best regular straight sword. It does crazy damage, and I put a lot of points into strength and dex, and did a quality build. I remember the first time I played this game, that scared the ever-loving shit out of me. Quality makes it so that your weapon scales with strength and dex equally. It allows it to basically get double scaling, but in order for it to work, you have to have very high points in both. So it's something that's most effective later game. So, if you have the right build, it can be insanely effective because you're getting scaling from strength and dex instead of one or the other. But it's not viable early game. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. But see, this entire place, this entire region is fucking a massive nod to Demon Souls. There is a place in fucking Demon Souls called the Tower of Latria. And in that, the first level is called the Prison of Hope. The layout of this dungeon is identical to the fucking one in this game. And they even have wardens that prowl the cells looking for you. Except, instead of being these ladies with the hot irons, they're giant fucking Cthulhu creatures. You know, like squid people? They're called, I don't know if you've ever played D&D, but they're called mind flayers. They're like squid people. They're from H.P. Lovecraft. And it even has the fucking weird corpse thing. Like, this entire area is like the Dark Souls 3 version of the Prison of Hope from Demon Souls. In fact, in the Dark Souls 3 community, this place is jokingly referred to as the Tower of Latria 2.0. even the Fire Maiden, when you level up with her, even the Fire Maiden, or the Fire Keeper, when you level up with her in this game, the dialogue she uses is very similar to the dialogue that the chick in Demon Souls uses when you level up. The Maid in Black. Like I said, once you play Demon Souls, when you go back and play this game, you're going to see it in a very different light. And see all these references to fucking Demon Souls that you didn't even know were there. And that's, like, there's more fan service to Demon Souls in this game than there is to Dark Souls 1. Not that that's a bad thing. It's really not. They don't ever rip it off. They just have homages and allude to it, and they still make sure to do unique. Like this dungeon, it has a similar idea, but it has ladies with pokers instead of squid people. It's like totally different. Dude, you really, really, really need to play Demon Souls. It may be the first. But I'm telling you, dude, it still holds up as one of the best Souls games to this day. And Demon Souls has more of a horror aesthetic, and it's actually closer to Bloodborne. In fact, the Tower of Latria, the level that I'm literally talking to you about right now, it was the inspiration for Bloodborne. Because the Tower of Latria is all Victorian, with Eldritch horror like Cthulhu and shit, and that's basically what fucking Bloodborne is. Victorian setting with the Cthulhu Eldritch horror. And the Demon Souls remake is fucking beautiful. It actually puts the graphics of the rest of the Souls series to shame, because I like the Souls games, obviously. They've never been super graphically intensive. Like, they've looked good, but none of the Souls games when they came out were ever top-of-the-line graphics. And they're made on a smaller budget. They're not indie, but they don't have the fuck you AAA budget that other games do. The Demon Souls remake was made by people who know what they're doing, Bluepoint, and it has a huge budget, so the graphics in the Demon Souls remake are fucking gorgeous. It is the best the Souls game has ever looked. Here we go, finally got to somewhere new. There we go. That's the key I need to open up a lot of these cells. Yeah. It looks really good, and I guarantee you the whole game looks that good. And it runs at basically a flawless 60. On PS5, you can either play it at 4K. On PS5, it has two modes: 1440p 60 or 4K 30. Either way, it looks and plays good. You can either do 4K or you can do 60 FPS. I always go for a higher frame rate. In my personal opinion, frame rate is always more important than graphics. So any game that will give you like a mode to choose, do you want it to run better or look better? I'm going to choose run better. I will always choose 60 FPS. Fucking always. That's also what's so frustrating, because Bloodborne is now the only Souls game that is not 60 on console. If you play Dark Souls Remastered for Dark Souls 1, it's 60. Dark Souls 2 on PS4 and PS5, 60. Dark Souls 3, 60 on PS5. And, Sekiro, 60. Elden Ring, 60. Bloodborne is now the only fucking game in a series that's not 60. And it really sucks that so many people have asked them to fucking, do Bloodborne PC, do 60. Not even fucking a PC version of Bloodborne. They're like, just give us a 60 FPS patch on console. Like, they've proven on PS4 games they can update them to 60 FPS. Without having to make a new version. So they could fucking just make an update to Bloodborne on PS4 for PS5. Boom, 60. They just don't want to. It's like they want to act like Bloodborne doesn't exist. It's bullshit. Because Bloodborne's a great fucking game, see? Chain facing me? That's a mimic. Oh, hey, that's the shard. Fucking A. Fuck. Oh well, thankfully it wasn't that big of a fall. Yeah. Forget about this fucking giant. Yay. Fuck. Oh well, shit happens. like the skeleton dudes outside of Baron Keep. Okay, let me see. Yeah, thankfully I can pretty quickly go through here now. Here we go. And the sad thing is, most people, you know, they don't even want a free upgrade for Bloodborne. Most people will be willing to pay just for a remaster of Bloodborne. So if they could legitimately remaster it, put the bare minimum effort, and fucking charge again. That's how desperate fucking fans are. Don't die. Don't die. I have no fucking idea how I did that, but somehow I took no damage from that fall. I guess it hit me in the window. More mimics. Fuck, man. I can finally kill this fucker. Ha! Fuck you, bro! Started from the bottom, now we're here. Nothing better in a Souls game than finding an amazing shortcut. What do you mean, I don't have to redo the whole area again the second time? Yay! Sounded like Plankton there. The Krabby Patty recipe, give it to me. Yeah. Yeah, there's another mimic up here. I infamously remember this. And actually, perfect illustration. Literally, you can see mimic on the left, regular chest on the right. Right chest faces away from you and curls in a circle. Left chain lazily hangs. Yeah, and you have to come back right here to go to the Dragon Shrine. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. Haha. Alright, I'm gonna end this part here and I'll be back in a little bit. Thank you for watching.